There's HR operations around the world with millions and millions of dollars of tools and capabilities who mess up hiring every day. Why? Because there's really very little scientific way to know for sure if the person you're hiring is the right guy or girl. So the way I solve that is through testing and trial periods. For example, I might give someone, in your case, if it's a project manager, a scenario, like a case study. Like, we're on site, here's what's going on, here's the situation, and the homeowner says this and that. Please write 3 paragraphs on exactly how you would approach this problem, what you would do to solve it, and give me all the detail you can around that, and see what they come back with, right? And you're not just judging like their thought process, you're also judging their ability to follow directions, which is like more than half the battle here, right? Like, how quickly do they do this for you? How thoughtful are they? Do they follow the directions you laid out? And you may want to slip in there a couple of specifics. Make sure you specifically address 1, 2, and 3 to see if they get them all. Ways to be able to suss out, at least like you get to experience what it's going to be like to work with them. Then I really like, if you can do it, hire the top 2 people you like and put them on like a 3-week contingency. I'm testing you out for 3 weeks. At the end of the 3 weeks, we're going to sit down and decide if we want to go forward together. I do not have room for 2 people. I'm hiring 2 people. You are competing. Good luck. And again, what is that going to do? Well, anyone who's scared to be a little bit competitive and and wants to do a good job and please you as the owner, they're just going to weed themselves out. So you're left with maybe 1 person, right? Great. And you get to test them. And then you pick the one you like, because there isn't a better way. You could run all the personality tests in the world, but I have hired people against what those tests show and who don't have the experience, and they've turned out to be incredible. And vice versa, I've hired people that on paper crushed it every step of the way, and they were horrible. And over time, that's why I've settled on that 2-prong approach that I just laid out to you. The other thing is, don't be afraid of youth and inexperience, especially with something like project management. You don't need this person to be a 30-year project manager on massive construction sites. In fact, I would argue the more experience someone has, sometimes it makes them set in their ways. They know how to do it, and they don't want to be told any other way. I really like hiring people with some knowledge and experience that are highly moldable, who have core values that match the organization. Because if they know how to learn and are willing to learn and are willing to be molded, you end up with someone who will just simply follow your orders and your checklist to the T, which is really what you want. So I usually look for that kind of profile.